Manning takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He is firing, and it is incomplete. It is out of the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Ingram with 43 seconds to go.
And that's a wrap, boys and girls.
The Giants have 3 timeouts, Mike.
Well, it wound up being a wrap, but by no means was that 34-29 Eagles victory easy over the lowly Giants. Well, they get sent further into the doldrums. Eagles, meanwhile, clinch a first-round bye. But there's some things that they got to clean up after this one. Defense, meh. That's got to get better. Nick Foles, though, 4 touchdown passes. Okay, let's get into the highlights. For 59 minutes, the Eagles' defense bent and nearly broke. It was getting shredded by Eli Manning and the Giants' offense. Rodney McLeod, 1st and goal, makes a key tackle in the right flat. 2nd and goal. Ronald Darby, in the back left corner of the end zone, bites on several double moves throughout the afternoon, but not there. 3rd and goal. Giants play it safe. It's a run up the middle with Shane Vereen for 5. But the Eagles, they get the 5 yards right back on a false start penalty. So thank you, G-Men, for that. Merry Christmas. 4th and goal at the 11-yard line. An adjustment that Jim Schwartz did make on Evan Ingram, putting Corey Graham on him. Corey Graham getting more snaps yesterday. And he's the one who seals it for Philly. The Eagles have the special teams unit to thank for this victory. They blocked 3 kicks yesterday. If it weren't for the blocks, all Eli Manning would have needed at the end was a field goal instead of a touchdown. Derek Barnett, you saw the blocked extra point. That is Kamu Grugier-Hill, setting the Eagles up in prime field position inside the red zone. And then you had Malcolm Jenkins on a 48-yard attempt early in the 4th. And he blocks that one to keep the Eagles in front. Quick slants and sluggos consistently beating Jalen Mills and Ronald Darby on Sunday afternoon. Tavares King, Sterling Shepard, and Roger Lewis having a field day. Rodney McLeod also struggling with his angles and recognition. First of all, Sterling Shepard, that was an illegal pick play over the middle on that crossing route. But McLeod, you see there whiffing along the sidelines, an exact replica of what we saw last week against Cooper Kupp. Sterling Shepard, 67 yards to the house. And here's another quick slant on Darby, and another terrible angle by McLeod. Why is he so late reacting to that? The hesitation, I don't like that at all. That's awful. So, the other thing about this game, you had Eli Manning throwing the ball 57 times. A lot of quick 3-step drops. But in order for the double moves to materialize, you need time. And when Derek Barnett is getting pancaked by Eric Flowers, that is a problem. Defense needs to step up big time. In his first Eagles start since November 2nd, 2014, Nick Foles goes out and throws 4 touchdown passes. This to Alshon Jeffrey working the back of the end zone. Pinpoint accuracy there. That was a lovely throw. Foles, 4 for 6 in the red zone, finding 7 different receivers throughout the afternoon. This a touchdown to Zach Ertz boxing out his defender in the front portion of the end zone. The Eagles got behind 20-7, but Foles led them back. So we saw the touchdown to Ertz, and this score to Burton following the block punt by Kamu Grugier-Hill. And who would have thought that Nelson Agholor would be such a weapon this year? That ball was underthrown by Foles, but look at the adjustment by Agholor to go up and get that from the defender, and he's entering the slam dunk contest. That, a perfect 10 on the windmill. Foles finished 24 of 38 for 237 yards. I thought this was his best throw of the game. So you got JPP lurking in his grill. Off his back foot while rolling to his right, threads it to Agholor. That's a great toss from Foles. Another great toss here on a deep out. Right on the money to Agholor. He drops this thing, but I like the throw. So, some good throws from Foles. I did think he missed on some opportunities in between the 20s. Only converted 4 of 10 third downs, but he wasn't asked to sustain a lot of drives because you had a Ronald Darby interception where the Eagles took over in prime field position, and also the block punt So Foles 4 of 6 in the red zone, but does need to get a little bit better on third down. It wasn't a great afternoon for Ronald Darby, but he did make a big pick right here at the 6:25 mark of the second quarter, changed the momentum of the game. So he goes into spin cycle, then he slithers all the way to the 20. So this led to an Eagles touchdown. They wound up going ahead 21-20 after this. It's time to show Jason Kelce some love. So he took some frustrations out on a trash can earlier, and now he's taking his frustrations out on Giant defenders, mowing people down on the second level on that Alshon Jeffrey screen. Here on a run to Ajayi, pulling along the perimeter, he's got 2 blocks to spring him free. Jason Kelce had himself a ball game. He's had himself an incredible season. Something to keep an eye on as the Eagles close the season. They've been really struggling against tight ends and running backs in the passing game. Opposing offenses have exploited Jordan Hicks' absence. The G-Men, 20 receptions for 151 yards between their tight ends and running backs. Evan Ingram, 8 receptions. But something that Schwartz did do. So you see there Patrick Robinson covering Ingram in the slot. And Schwartz also brought in Corey Graham to take on Ingram as well. So Ingram had himself success early, but the Eagles got the better of him as the game went along. So if the Eagles can beat the Raiders on Christmas Day, they lock up home field advantage throughout the NFC playoffs and the #1 seed. But I'll tell you what, I may want Nick Foles to play in that Week 17 game. It seems like he needs some reps with the starters. Still not on the same page with Alshon Jeffrey, Nelson Agholor. So this was his first start. He's going to improve. But maybe he needs that Week 17 game. We'll see how Doug Peterson plays it. But as of right now, home field is locked up, at least for 1 round. Let's make it 2.